start this presentation. As it is written, it is about think and grow rich. So think means it's about mind, it's about thoughts. Grow is bigger, grow bigger and better. Not only bigger, but better. And rich is, it's not just money, it's going to be a number of aspects of life. That's what richness is all about. And this book, though it talks a lot about money and $1 million and all that, there are a lot of snippets in this book which actually had impacted me rather than the money part of it. And so it's about achievement, it's about life. That's the book all about. Now, it was not really an inspiration. At that young age, if I call it an inspiration, it may not be really apt. But definitely it impacted me. There was something from the book which attracted me. I don't know what that something was at that point in time, but it really attracted me. And maybe some of the confusions and cobwebs in my mind, it unwebbed the cobweb that was present in my mind. So a seed was sown at that point in time. I might have read it a number of times. Nowadays I don't read it back to back. I read some of the random chapters randomly at different points in time. But I have used this book, quote these examples in all my trainings and all that, especially to youngsters, to middle managers. So that way this book has been very useful from the point of view of my career and growth and life. So I'll give a couple of stories. One is from my personal life and link it to this book. That was maybe about 25 years ago when I was in my first company, and 2 or 3 years down the line into my first job. I met a general manager of that company who was not my boss, was never my boss, but we got acquainted. And he's the one I hear about him quite a lot because he was head of the regional office of Delhi, and he used to introduce meditation, used to introduce employee well-being, such kind of programs in his office. And you know, in those days, people, even now probably, people laugh at him. Why he is doing all this? This is not required. This is not related to business. Why is he doing all this? But something attracted me, and once I got the acquaintance, and he told me one of the days that, you know, what is meditation? What does it do? He just asked me. I was a young guy, maybe 26, 24, 25 years, 26 years, and he asked me, what is meditation? I told him that meditation actually is something which is probably, it requires a lot of concentration, and it goes deep in your mind and affects your subconscious mind, and that's why whatever impacts your subconscious mind, maybe the actions are very positive and it is very productive. That's what I told him. Thanks to Napoleon Hill at that point in time. I was not that wise at that time. So he was quite impressed and became good friends. And why I introduce him here is, later on I got transferred from Baroda to Calcutta. Calcutta is, you know, at that time, even now, business, industry and all is very, very limited. And it was contributing some 6% or 7% of the total business of the company. I am transferred there. It was a big shock to me. I went to meet him. He was in Delhi at that time. I went to meet him just to express my anguish and shock and all that. And what he said is, you're going to Calcutta, first of all, you're going to enjoy it. Take your company quarters not in the place where all others are staying. There is another apartment near the office, and you go and take that. It's just about 10-12 minutes walk from the office to house, and you take there, and you may or may not get it because normally it's not given to a person like you, but do not leave it. Just go and ask the regional manager. Just ask. You may say yes or no. So I went there, asked the regional manager. Fortunately, he said, yes, you take it. So I took that. And another advice he gave when I left was, you will have a lot of time. The business is very limited there. You will have a lot of time. Use it wisely and productively. Don't get into the rigmarole of day-to-day boring stuff. Use your time wisely. And I finished my CFA at that point in time. And then ICFA Business School started the business school there, the CFA Institute. So I just talked to them. I wanted to give some guest lectures and all that and spend my time productively. I went there, and once I went there, they said that, yeah, we need such people, and you are also a CFA. You should give the entire marketing course for the working executives we have just launched. I said, working executives, entire marketing course, and then setting question papers, evaluating and all. I never asked for it. But he said that, can you do it? I cannot say no. I said, yes, I will do it, and went back. I think I finally did it. And probably whatever training I am doing and all that, probably the seed was sown at that point in time when I took the chance of doing that program rather than leaving it to its course. So that's one thing I thought I should share with you. So you can ask it and pursue it. If you have something, ask for it and pursue it, and you invariably get it. That is also linked to this book. This book always talks about that. You have to ask for something to get what you want to achieve. The first line of the book is, thoughts are things and powerful things are there. I'll talk one or two things about the book. It talks about the power of mind basically. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This is one major takeaway from this book. We do this, we want to do this, but what you can really capable of your doing is this. And many of us do not understand. Probably if you really go towards that, probably then the thoughts and mind, everything can help you to achieve that. That is the next point that comes, infinite intelligence. If you have a burning desire inside and start doing certain things, there is something in nature which will give you the hand. That's what he calls it as infinite intelligence. Quite that I have also experienced that, so I can really vouch for it that it does help. If you are positive and going forward, there is something which will open up for you and it helps you. Third is the mastermind network. I should share with you. Mastermind network is basically a network of people, and the right kind of people around you, not the negativity mongers, the right kind of people. And those people really can help you to progress further. You should be internally connected with them. So that's the 3 or 4 major things that Napoleon Hill had brought out in this book. So very quickly, idea is no good when it is not acted upon. Every one of us know it. What Napoleon Hill says is, add imagination to it. That's where the mind comes. In the mind, you add the imagination and churn, the outcome is enriched multifold. I'll tell the story of the enchanted kettle in this. It's a quick, this one, a doctor, he has a secret formula, he has a kettle, he goes to a drugstore clerk, discusses with him something, both of them negotiate, the drugstore clerk gives the entire saving of $500 to him and takes the kettle and the formula, does something, adds his imagination and makes a beverage and starts distributing within that area. Now that beverage is all over the world. I hope you all know what it is. Yeah, Coke. Yeah. So this story is very interesting because of the time paucity. I am going a little faster, and many of the people today are really stressed. They have very little time. The surveys often show that people have very little time for friends, family and all that. We will talk about it a little later when in the end. And another little story, probably I'll take 30-40 seconds to share. I was in Bangalore regional office when the chairman of a company took over in Delhi. He came to Bangalore to meet the chief minister. I organized it, and we spent some time. While going to the airport, I just saw him off. He went back to Delhi, and in the night at 9 o'clock, I got a call from their office that chairman wants you to come to Delhi in his secretariat. Would you like to come? You can say yes or no. It is mid-year, September, October, school admission, so many things are there. You decide. I just said that tomorrow morning you can give the answer. It was 10 o'clock in the night. I called my wife, and my kid was 9 years old. She's here sitting there working with McKinsey now, at that time in 3rd standard. So she was with me, and we discussed. In 20 minutes we decided that we are going together. And she told me that I'll make new friends, so don't worry, Pa. So called and informed right then and there that I am coming. So I went there, and it was one of the best experiences that turned my life around. So what he taught, I'll summarize: ask questions, don't work in silos, don't tie yourself in knots with the systems and processes, and aim for the sky. This is in short about my tenure there. I'll just quickly now go over to, so all these are interconnected. Probably I wanted to do certain things, probably the infinite intelligence always helps. So you cannot really connect the dots looking forward, you can connect it looking backwards. So keep looking, don't settle. These 2 statements are from Steve Jobs. And mastermind network, be surrounded by productive and energetic people. I have also written unique you here. Unique you is nothing but you can always get information, get ideas from people, but you are unique. Don't try to copy others. So the original is always worth more than the copy. There are other things I quickly pass through. The other people syndrome one should avoid. There is no finish line in life. There is nothing called retirement. Retirement is a very old concept. Now you can contribute as far as possible and enjoy the entire journey. And the enrichment this book talks about is not only money, career, relationships, love, values, knowledge, attitude, actions. You can enrich everything. I think that is the holistic thing the book talks about. But shall we just rejig these? Enrich thinking, attitude, knowledge, actions, love, relationships, and values. Probably career and money is taken care. So the stress we talked about in that slide, probably if you broad base your thinking and avoid the rat race of career and money, do have career aspiration, look at various other things, it actually contributes to progressing. That's the crux of this book. So balancing is, as they introduced, I'm in consulting, training, associated with an NGO very actively, who are underprivileged students are being trained for IIT and IIT admission very successfully. So do not manage your time, add value to your time. Don't give 2 hours here, 2 hours there, and all from the point of view of managing the time. Add value to your time. 2 hours with family, just love it as much as you enjoy your profession. So that's the key takeaway from the book. That is true balancing for me from this book. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. I hope you enjoyed it. I just have one last statement. This book, the first sentence I talked about the thinking. The last sentence is, if we are related, we met through these pages, we met. That's what the book ends. Now I am concluding here, if we are related, we have met here through City Book Readers. Thanks a lot.